Democrats have long claimed that the party does not favor abortion until birth. But these days, it's pretty hard to get a straight answer from them. In recent days, we've seen them dodge when asked to give their position on potential limits on abortion. For instance, here's California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Trump, who just over the weekend accused Democrats of supporting abortion rights up to and after birth. Can you be clear about
what does that mean? After birth, abortion after birth? It's made up. It's a political.
Well, what is the policy? What should it be?
The policy. It's not up to Donald Trump or me. It's up to you, to women. The reality is, it's a canard. It's a political frame. It's total BS.
Is it the government's role then? I know you said it's up to women.
It's not our role to make that decision.
So there should be nothing on the books?
This is a canard. This is a false flag. That's a decision for the mother, the would-be mother, and for her doctor. I call BS on this whole debate. It is purely a political canard.
Political canard. She asked him about 6 times. He didn't have an answer. Vice President Kamala Harris also refused to give a clear answer when pushed on the matter last week.
What is it that you believe? I mean, what week of pregnancy should abortion access be cut off?
We need to restore the protections of Roe versus Wade.
Does it need to be specific in terms of defining and where that guarantee goes up to and where it does not? At which week of pregnancy?
We need to put back in place the protections of Roe versus Wade.
You need to be more precise.
I am being precise.
Neither politician could give an answer, any limit whatsoever on abortion. And former Biden press secretary Jen Psaki recently made this interesting comparison. We'll leave it to you to decide what she meant.
Pro-life now becomes, in the words of Indiana Senator Todd Young, pro-baby. Pro-baby. Okay, I hate to break it to you, but if you call broccoli candy, it's still just broccoli. If you tie a really nice bow around a lump of coal, it is still coal under there. The branding isn't the problem here. The policy is the problem.
Wow. So, Harris, let me tell you a little bit about my broccoli, my lump of coal. His name is Nash. I saw his heartbeat beat at 5 weeks. I grew on this couch as he grew inside of me. 15 weeks, he could feel pain. That's what Dr. Ben Carson told me. And shortly thereafter, I felt him move. The inhumanity of a comparison to an inanimate object. My son Nash is not a lump of coal.
No, but for politics' sake, they're hoping that you won't notice that part, that truth. None of that made any sense. And by the way, Republicans could own liberals on this. They really could. It'd be really easy. They have to start answering those questions. So you've got one rival, GOP rival potentially for Biden in Florida who wants it at 6 weeks. You've got Mike Pence who says somewhere between 12 and 15. You've got Nikki Haley saying nothing can get done unless the House and the Senate can come together. That's the truth, she says. And then everywhere in between for everybody else on the debate stage. And we're just a week away from another debate. They need to get their act together on answering this question and own the other side of the aisle. Because you can see they're all over the road. And poor Jen Psaki thinks that a newborn baby is something akin to something you put cheese sauce on broccoli, or watch out for a cavity because it might be a candy baby. I don't know where she was in 8th grade, but that's not what we learned about where babies come from. So she's just lost. Republicans need to own them on this issue, come forth with solid ideas on how to get the country together on it and move forward. Women want to be part of the conversation.
Yes, well said. You know, and Tammy, one of the things we saw President Trump do very well in 2016 with Hillary Clinton was bring up this late-term abortion until birth, and force her back on her heels, and it worked. And I want to point out, these are facts, okay? You can go look them up, go fact-check me on this. This is the Women's Health Protection Act. This allows abortion until birth if a doctor says, quote, help, and help is very broad. Look who voted for it, 49 Democrats. This is abortion until birth, so long as a doctor says it's in the interest of the vague word help. Move on over to the next vote. This was in the House of Representatives. This is the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. It says that a person, an infant born alive, is considered a legal person with the protections of the laws of the United States. An infant. Well, look who voted against protecting babies born alive. 210 Democrats. These are facts.
It is particularly difficult for someone like me and my generation working in the 80s and 90s as pro-choicers, which was about keeping government out of our lives. But at no point at that time was this about abortion on demand whenever. It was about, because things happen, mistakes are made, the economy, right? If whether or not you can afford to have a child, all of these issues were the issues that were being discussed. To hear, like, if Gavin Newsom now says no one's talking about this, have him ask Ralph Northam, who had this conversation about, you have the baby, and then this is what really, in part, doomed his political career. You have the baby, and then we'll put it aside and have it be quiet, and then we'll decide what to do. Of course, abortion, post-birth is called murder. That's what it is. And that is where this argument has become. It has become anti-human, anti-humanity. And, when you talk about anti-life and everything, Americans are united. They want there to be a limit. But they want there to be access because of all the things that women face. That's where we can come together. No one wants this. We know the Democrats are there. It is as obscene as all the rest of what they're doing to the communities, to this country, when it comes to the destruction of lives, whether you're 50, 80, or 7 months old, still being born and created, or when you've just been born. It's obscene. It's unacceptable. Pro-choicers of my generation reject this. That's where the Republicans have an option and an open door.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees.
Yeah. Yep, and protecting women during pregnancy.
Correct.
Which Republicans should be speaking about.
Correct.
Child support for women.
Child support.
Exactly.
That's right.
And child care remains an issue as well.
Jen
Bringing down the
Psaki
cost
doesn't
of care.
see the life. She doesn't see the baby.
Exactly.
Right.
No.
It's broccoli.
It's broccoli and it's coal.
It's horrible.
And also, Gavin Newsom, we can't leave the segment without getting this in, apparently has some really high thoughts of Joe Biden. Emily, get your take after this.
I couldn't imagine 3 years ago that this president could accomplish so much in such a short period of time. I mean that. I want a seasoned pro that knows how to get things done. I'm a little old-fashioned. I want a guy who produces results. And the results are in. It's been a masterclass. There's simply no administration in my lifetime that's been more effective producing more substantive results. And we haven't even started the campaign. This reelect is just
And you think
getting
he's going to be able to?
Masterclass.
The only difference between him and Kamala in that word salad is that the concepts made sense, what he said. I just don't know which president he was talking about, because it's certainly not President Biden unless the accomplishments were his utter failures. The level of destruction absolutely is historical. It is patently disheartening to me, and it is so disingenuous to have him sitting there after he's fluffed his hair in the mirror and actually think that he's serving the constituents of California and that he's being honest with other American citizens about what has happened in this White House. And then he goes on to say that he is the best voice for women. This is, again, that ego as he shares the same donor parties with, or the same donor families with Kamala Harris out of California, that he is exactly who he pretends to rail against, which is someone telling you, minority, you box being checked, you this certain gender, that, but don't worry, I speak best for you. I know what's best for you. And of course, he is unable to articulate any limits, any cogent argument about their side of the pro-death movement, whatever they want to call it, because to them, it's about branding. To Republicans, it's about life. You're right. We've got to harness that. We've got to harness that.
Republicans have to. He does know the word canard, so I would imagine the cruise line that's named that is lovely today. They're excited.
He also knows BS,
The
which
3-hour
likes
talk
to
show
say a lot,
host
too.
in 3 bullet points. Bottom line on this, Republicans should take over and own this issue because they have a clear path that is for the person involved with the persons, the mother, the daughter, and the rest of the family. 2, this is a political strategy prior to the debate to insert abortion because it's the left that's inserting it as an issue. And they're creating the soundbite, whether it's from Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris, that they will use in ads.
Or Jen Psaki, broccoli girl.
And by the way, bottom line on this, I'm pro-baby. I want that baby to be given the best chance of life. So Jen Psaki, I'm pro-baby.
Yep, and last point, just as we go to break, July Gallup poll, 55% believe abortion should mostly be illegal in the second trimester. So can win this argument, you got to be strong on offense and pro-woman and pro-baby. I think that's a good title for our party. We're pro-woman, we're pro-baby.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.